Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Monday morning. Anybody out there? Come on. Who's it going to be? Who wants to be number one? Let's see a number one. Nobody. All right, it's fine. I'll sit here and talk to. There we go. Anna Marie Piazza's number one. Hi, sweetie. Awesome. Good morning. There's Chris McKenzie Thompson. Good morning, Anna Marie. yeah, you are. You're number one, sweet girl. Stephanie, good morning. Nancy, Lisa, Connie Hill, good morning. All right, getting going kind of. Carissa, Arlene, Hatari, it's just going fast now. Deborah, Erica, Melissa, Michael, or Michelle. I'm sorry, Michelle. Yeah, he gets. Oh, eyes, they work good. Carla K, Lori, Tricia, Linda. I'm just kind of catching about every 2 or 3 days. I catch one. Ashley. So if you skip through there, I'm sorry if I missed you. And I'm going to say it right now in case I don't see her. I'll get in trouble. I'll get in trouble if I don't say something. You know who it is. I can wait to see if I see her name come across so I can say there she is. If you already come by, you better do it again. Come on, Vera. You can do it, Vera. Come on. Vera gives me a hard time if I ignore her. If you say, sweet Bill, don't ignore me, and sweet Ron. Sorry, devils. Morning, Karen, Eileen. Yeah, William. There's no William. Good morning, buddy. Yeah, oh, yeah. Good morning, Gorilla Foot. Thank you. Thank you there, Quick Draw. I hope you got more little whitey tighties on this morning. I don't like talking to a guy like that. I'm always check on Ronnie when good morning there, baby. I always have to check on Ronnie when I first call. I won't look at the phone and say, oh, you got clothes on. Now I got to do the same thing. I have to talk to Will on the phone and say, I hope you're dressed before I talk to you. Will's feeling good already. He wouldn't be starting trouble. He's feeling good. Michelle won't know how he felt. Oh yeah. You see hang on here. I'm trying to get this here turned around here. I want you to show you. See my shirt. I showed it to you on Saturday, I think. Held together with baling twine and a prayer. Oh, Dan saw it here. She said, that's exactly about how we all are. Yeah, it is. It's truly. Good morning there, Jamie and Janet and Kathy. Listen, this morning, seriously, Ronnie's sister-in-law, Diane's sister, passed away. I think it was Saturday night. And so keep them all in prayer. Diane especially, it's really hard on her. They just went up and visited with her on Saturday during that storm because they put her over at hospice and told them things are not looking good. So they drove up during all that stormy weather to see her, and he got back home about dark or a little after, and they called him during the night. She had passed. Also needs Ricardo's mom needs prayer. She's very sick. Can't eat, can't sleep, can't keep nothing down. They're going to take her in today and see what's going on with her. So keep her in prayer. And I'm sure there's others out there, guys. I know there's others out there that need prayer. And we don't always remember all the names, but like I said before, God knows who they are. And keep Quick Draw Will in your prayers because he's still recovering. Maybe not in his mind. It may not recover, but the rest of him, I think, is still trying to recover. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Uh, yeah, I love this shirt. And we're at lunch, and old Dan said, Dad, that's us, ain't it? And I said, yeah, bud. I think that's what you'd call us. Uh, uh, I get a lot of messages, and I'm trying to remember which. Oh, come on. You get up. I've been up a while. I woke up at 3 o'clock and could not sleep, guys. I tossed and turned and thought about everything in the world, thought about folks. And finally, I knew it wasn't for sure what time Coda Bear's coming, because Jill had the doctor's appointment this morning, and didn't know if Dust would bring her early or if Jill would bring her before school. We didn't know. So I got up. I was awake anyway. So me and my boys, we went and got in my chair and kicked back, and I dozed off, kind of dozy back and forth. I tell you, I had the clearest dream I've ever had. Yeah, I know y'all have had dreams. I very seldom dream. I hardly have nightmares either. So, but I dreamed I went somewhere to a party. There were lots of folks, and they was all around, and there was some dancing and stuff, and everybody standing there talking, and something comes up beside me. I look down, and it's Heidi. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, this was the most real dream I've ever had. And I thought, there's Heidi. How am I going to get her and get out of here without somebody seeing me? Somebody think I'm stealing her. That's my Heidi, because she limped, had the old limp and everything, just her old tail going, she saw me, she's happy. Makes me kind of emotional talk about it. So I'm trying to do shrewd, get out of there and let her just follow me out to the car, and we'll make our escape. We're coming home. Well, me and Heidi coming home. And anyway, I get out there, and I'm thinking, that can't be Heidi. Then I realized in my dream, I buried Heidi, I buried Heidi. And so I didn't take her. But it sure looked like her. Then I woke up, I guess. Buster woke me up and said, stop, you're twitching, or whatever I was doing. Turned off kind of cold here in East Texas, guys. Not for some of you folks still seeing snow blizzards, but it turned off a little chilly. It was in the 50s yesterday, and the wind was blowing, and that made it that much colder. I came out to give a little Owen his bottle. It's time for his bottle. Well, he knows what time for a bottle. He knows, and got a little eye water there. Anyway, I came out, and he's out there waiting in the cold, waiting for his bottle. I said, oh, baby, don't come out in the cold. So I went out and give it to him. And then here comes that little girl. She stayed. She's a little bit smarter maybe, because she stayed inside out of that cold. Here she saw me. Here she come, get her bottle. So last night I was making Owen share because I didn't want to give her too much. 37 in Michigan. Well, wasn't that what? Got down to 40s at night. I don't know what he got last night, but I came out here this morning and started me a fire, and I said I'm just going to do my live out there this morning. It'll be warm. Yeah, Owen has a watch on his leg. He might know it. He might watch that watch. But starting last night, I'd been sharing some of Owen's bottles. I don't give her too much, and I was giving her some yogurt, and So last night I started her on her own bottle. 33. All right, now Julie, you're in a Celsius or whatever you call it. I don't call it calcium or whatever. But I don't understand that stuff. So if you're three there, I don't know what that is here, or what that is in Fahrenheit. Yeah. Answer prayers for Molly, I believe Karen was saying. 7 in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Spring is coming, guys. I'm telling y'all, it'll get there. Ours is here. Okay, 3 is 37. Thank you, Julie. 42 in southeast Missouri. We're probably not too far from that. Anyway, last night she got her own bottle, still only about so much milk, and then I put yogurt in with it. I think she's about cleaned up on her little diarrhea. She's not looking bad, so, and she's got a good appetite. I haven't talked to Kim. 24 in Minnesota. Feels 13. I guess that wind blowing. Wet snow in upstate New York. Yeah. 70 and, okay. Fayetteville 70. Okay, sure. Sure. Okay, that's better. That's better. I'm thinking 7. My Lord. In Durham, North Carolina. Okay. 42 on Long Island. See, you guys. I'm hoping it don't bother my garden. You know, I went out after that hard rain blew through Saturday night, and I went out yesterday morning, and everything's still standing up. It ain't like, you know, and I don't think, like, we don't get a frost, I think it'll be okay. It may slow it down, but it's supposed to jump back up this week, so I think it'll be okay. Some of you folks still getting that snow. Yeah. Karen has sent me pictures of that up there where she lives. Oh, my Lord. Funny thing happened yesterday. I get a text, an email, and it's for JoJo. She says, PawPaw, and she sends a picture of our delivery area out there. She says, groceries, or she said, my groceries, her groceries was just delivered to your house. And she says, I made a mistake and put your address on the delivery. Oh, Lord. Okay. So you want me to ship them to you? You want to call them, tell them to come back and get them? What are you going to do? She says, no, just pass them out. Well, luckily, it wasn't like she'd done it before. She said she'd done it before. One time she sent a friend of hers in Idaho the whole week's supply of groceries, meat and all. I'm waiting on that one. But no, it was some cleaning stuff, you know, and some coffee, I think. And she told everybody at lunch yesterday, if you need this and need that, come by and get it. JoJo said it's charity. So I think most of it's been picked up. It was really neat, really funny. I thought. I'm so glad she didn't. It wasn't a big order, you know. I'd been bad. Well, not for me. Okay. Ben comes today. Yeah, Ricardo, let us know, let your mom, how your mom does, okay? I'm not sure what day. I haven't heard they'll have Diane's sister's funeral, and I can't call her name right off, what her name was. Very pretty lady, young. I think Ronnie said she was 56. Good morning, Ronnie. Praying for you guys, buddy. 56, sent a picture, really pretty lady. But you know, cancer has no age limits, or sex, or age, or anything. You know, I lost both my parents to it, and it's that dreaded disease nobody wants to hear. And it just seems like when you hear that word, it just takes a lot of it out of you, you know. Uh, and we'll talk about that later. We're facing a little of that in our family. We're not going to talk about it today. Okay, Ricardo, good morning, buddy. Let us know about your mom. Morning to Ronnie from Oxford, England. Old Ronnie probably ain't never had nobody from Oxford, England tell him good morning. His neighbor don't even tell him good morning. His neighbors won't even look in that direction. They don't know what they're going to see. Or not see. All right. Ben's going to come today. Perry, good morning, Perry Anderson. What size shirt do I wear? 2X. Got muscular, lots of muscle. I got big muscles right here. That's kind of hide. Yeah, I don't want all them ladies to say, "Ooh, look at that man. Look how pumped up he is." Oh, yeah, 2X, sweetie. Anyway, 2 days our anniversary, 14 years, and I can't see what that said. I didn't get to finish it. Run it back through. I thought it said took 14 years cancer free. I think, not for sure. Tina went for her. I forget what she told me now. My daughter Tina had breast cancer, and is that what you say you wear 2X? And she was good again, and it's been several years, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I don't know, maybe longer. The years past me, I don't know. What am I going to the feed store? I plan on going today. I've got enough feed for this morning, but I don't have enough for tomorrow. And plan on going today. And I may be forced to eat a donut. I'm not going to take 2 because I'm trying to watch them carbs. I'm trying to watch them. Kind of cutting back. So I may have to go get one donut with my feet. I'm not going to go down there like tiptoe one day. Guys drove in on the way to work, run in and got a donut, and out the door went and said, "Thank you," and took off like it's a donut shop. Free donut shop. And one guy come and got a whole box and left. I said, I think I'd have stopped him. I said, wait, dude, how many people got in a car out there? At least buy a bag of feed with it, Yeah, but you find that kind of stuff now and then, Anyway, all right, Nancy had the anniversary. I didn't get to read the whole thing. Okay, you can see what Ronnie says. They come on her fast. She only had a couple of treatments for her. It was too late. They've got so much, more advanced stuff now, but at the same time, sometimes, it just doesn't work for all of them. It didn't work for my mom or my dad. But others it does. Some you get to it early enough. I think that's knowing, get to it. It's big. Oh, don't start talking about cheesecake. Here I'm trying to cut back. Y'all want to start talking about cheesecake. Yeah, we're sorry, Ronnie. Tell Diane we're so sorry. We're praying for you guys. Okay. Anyway, Ben's gonna come today. I started that twice now. Ben's gonna come today, and we're gonna try to finish that raised bed we used that solar generator on. We started the other day. We're gonna try to finish that this morning and get it put together. I'm ready to transplant my little plants out of here. I think they're like so tall, and I'll go ahead and get them out there, and we'll put them in pots and inside those tubs. And there'll be holes in the bottom of the tub so they don't hold water. I think it'd be good. And around those pots, we're going to mix either hay or sawdust around so they don't get moving around. I think it'll be pretty neat. We'll put peppers in one and tomatoes in the other. And I think that's going to be done on that. And we're going to try to get an order in and get the lumber to, if I don't have the lumber, I may have enough to put together the other bed for squash along that fence. I got to go through all my lumber stack. You know, people buy stuff, build stuff, and then they decide they don't want it. They take it apart, but yeah, it's got nails in it, got screws in it, you know, and stack it over here. Well, PawPaw will come along and use it. And in fact, one day I took some, got all the stuff out of it, stacked it all up real neat, and here comes Bree. PawPaw, do you have a couple of 16-foot boards I could have? Well, sure, baby. They've been painted. Oh, well, I don't care. I'll go and go get them. Told them where they were. Yeah. You just gotta, that's what you gotta do them, you know. Now listen, so many people saw at Cash's birthday party. There's so many sweet. All right, look here. I told you not to say it about yourself, Dorothy. You may be 61, but you're an awesome lady. Sent me a message. This 61-year-old fat old lady got up on the roof. No, you didn't. You're a 61-year-old spry young lady got up on the roof and fixed your roof. Anyway, everybody talk about how Cash's party, and it was an awesome party, it really was. And how sweet Bree took care of me, coming over, bring my cake to me, and then said, I'm gonna go get you some milk, PawPaw, because I know you like it. Hang on there, Tricia, I'm gonna tell you a second. Boston pickling, the smaller, now you don't get them early enough, they get, you know, out of shape. Boston pickling is what they're called. I try to pick them when they're still small and slice them good, you know, they're still good and crisp. Then they come along quicker. Boston pickling. Anyway, but Bree went to get the milk. She did. Her, you know, she's gonna do it, and I'm proud of her for that. She never come back with the milk. Well, she said it wasn't my fault. But you know, she said people ain't gonna believe I didn't bring you milk. I said, yeah, I got no video, Bree. But she got ambushed coming out or going in the door. Jill stopped her about something, and Buddy was asking her about something else. They was all standing there in the yard talking, and you know, Bree, her out the window it went, that milk. You know, I forced the cake down without milk. You know, William is here, Vera. He's here somewhere. He may have put his gun up. He likes to walk around the house in his whitey tighties with his gun on. But that's better than what Ronnie does. They're two alike, both of them, just alike. Yeah, he's here. Anyway, we're going to work on those beds and get those things going. I may be late on my squash, but we're going to try to get them in there. Yeah, Boston pickling cucumber. That's what they're called, Boston pickling. Yeah. Tell him, Vera. Tell him you said good morning twice. He ain't said nothing. Get on to him. Get on to him like you do me. Chew him out. There we go. It was too cold to go out on the porch this morning, and I thought about going over to the camper. And I thought, well, it's going to be kind of cool in there too if I don't go and turn the heater on. I got a little heater in there. So I just come out to the kitchen and built me a little fire in my wood heater. And it's nice and warm little fan just churned it over on that heater. And came out about 7:30 and built fire. And I'm looking to see if I got smut on me. Usually Usually you put the fire with it, you'll have smut on you. And somebody pointed out, oh, Papa got smut on him. uh, yeah, I'm picking on you. Y'all pick on me. You can call me Gorilla Foot because one of my feet messed up. And it's better, thank you. Yeah, don't even ask, it's better. Gorilla Foot. Uh, Gigi's in the house waiting on the babies. She don't know if she's gonna get one or two or all of them. She was got a doctor's appointment on what time she get back. Didn't know for sure. Yesterday she was telling me I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and drop them off to school. If I do, I may have to have somebody watch them because I gotta go early. Don't know what time I'll bring, or Dustin's gonna bring Coda Bear, or what Dustin may want to do. He may want to keep them all at home and I go on. We don't know. So she's waiting. And I didn't want to sit on the porch, and I didn't want to, be there with everybody coming in, gathering all around, And us guys, we need our privacy. We need our time with my boys, We need that kind of stuff. What does my shirt say? It says, held together with baling twine and a prayer. That's the way we are here. And old Dan said, yeah, Dad, that's us. Well, he didn't want to admit it, and Lou said, I saw you doing something the other day, Dan, with the dog. Hush, Lou, hush. Finally, he admitted, yeah, that's the way we are. And I know Lester used it. I've used it. I've got a fence down there I fixed with it. Last year, y'all saw it, everybody made fun. It's still there. It's still there. Flood come through, didn't get it. That baling twine, that nylon baling twine, it's there. That old type baling twine, and they make some still, that old hemp, or what they call it, that stuff. Now, it'll rot in a year or so. It'll rot. But this old nylon they use now, and back in the old days, I'll tell you a quick story here. I know y'all want to hear it. When I was a little boy, my dad and my uncle, cousin's dad, went together and bought this old stationary hay baler. Yeah, I mean, you could pull it out to where you was going to bale hay at. And you had rakes that come down like that behind your tractor. You just drag it. And you drag hay in like a big circle, two of one big pile. And then a big old pile, a big old mound of hay. You drive right up over it and lift your rake, and that drop the next load. And you pull that baler up to them, and these mounds will be all around the field. And before that, you use mules to pull them kind of rakes. And but to pull that old baler, it used the old baler wire. And the old trying to tell you how it worked, it run off a belt. The old tractors back in the day, still that PTO shaft, they would have on the side an old, it was PTO kind of like, but it was had a roller that a big wide belt would go on. And that belt, you'd park your tractor and chunk the tires, they had brakes on them, chunk them so they couldn't move, put that belt on it, or back up and put that belt on that baler, or that whatever it was you're using, back up till you got tight, leave the motor running, put it in neutral, and turn that thing on, but you had to chunk your tires. Yeah. And my aunt and my mom would sit on each side of the chute where the bale would come out, and they'd drop a block of wood. It's like a hollow block of wood. It's like slats. And when they thought a bale was enough for a bale, they'd drop that slat, and they'd run that wire through one side, through them slats, and the other one pull it around and run it back to the other, and then they'd twist it. And when the bale come out the other end on the ground, then it would kind of fluff back up, and that wire get tight, and there'd be somebody there stacking it. Somebody had to feed the hay with a pitchfork, and I still got my dad's pitchfork. I had to put another handle in it naturally, but I still got his old pitchfork, and I've got his old hay hook. Still got his hay hook. But yeah, you'd pitchfork that hay over the top, and that belt would be running And this little thing, the plunger come up and down, like that, pushing that hay down. It was antiquish. Used it for several years. And when it's cutting this old sorghum hay, boy, so that was a little guy, like I say, and it's cutting this old sorghum hay with the old sickle mowers, you know. And he just lays over. And as they got the fields getting pretty small, we could see things underneath the hay running. And somebody said, there's rabbits, there's rabbits. So I want to catch me a rabbit. I was fast. Yeah, I was fast. So I take off, you know, I'm trying to finally see one moving, and I push that hay down off so he can't go. And I reached down and I got a hold of him. I had caught me a rabbit. Well, it wasn't a rabbit. It was a rat. Big old wood rat. And I pulled him up there, he bit me right here. He chomped down. Ah. I threw that thing. I ain't a rabbit. I may have said a bad word. I don't know. I tossed him. And I went and showed my aunt. And she said, oh, no. And she says, you know, you're going to die. I'm a little boy. Yeah, she said, I'm going to go doctor it. But she says, you know, that's a rat bite. You'll die. I was so depressed, so sad. I come home. And my mom says, what's that on your hand? I had iodine. I said, no, this is just nothing. I don't want to tell my mom and upset her, worry her, you know. And I moped around her for a day or two, and she finally said, what's wrong with you? You know, you don't want to do nothing. You just want to sit over in the corner and look at that head. Nothing was happening to it. And so I told her, well, a rat bit me, and I'm glad it said I'll die in a few days. She gets on the phone, I hear them women laughing. I got mad. My mom was laughing, my Aunt Gladys was laughing. Both of them were named Gladys, in fact. Cousin's mom was a little petite lady. My mom was a bit bigger lady, you know. And anyway, they called them Big Gladys and Little Gladys, if it's together. But yeah, they was funny. But they laughed at me, and I said, I ain't dying. I ain't dying. I was happy, but I was mad too. Mad at them. Because I'd lost 2 or 3 days of playtime, worrying. Oh, yeah, what goes on the farm, right? My mom was not a peepat. My mom, peepat was G's mom. And my mom was awesome lady. She was a farm lady. She worked outside with my dad all day long. She could go. She could go. She would her bale hay with us. You know, when she was younger, she got older, she got to do all this stuff. But yeah, she was awesome. Yeah, let's remember all. Thank you there. All those, I think, Arkansas, Tennessee, a bunch of places got a bunch of tornadoes, a lot of damage done, a lot of flooding up that way in Kentucky. Keep all those people in your prayer. You know, this weather, I don't know, last several years, but it seems to be getting worse. You know, somebody, oh, it's global warming. I don't know. I don't know if I buy into that or not, but there's something going on. You know, maybe so. As others say, it's just a cycle. You know, every so many 100 years or whatever. I don't know. Not gonna take sides on it. I don't know, but it's something. And it seems like the weather is not like it used to be. We never had flooding here, you know. And now, you know, in 7 years we've had 2 floods. And you start to build something, you think, Lord, you know, if you build something, it may wash away. So if you're building things, shelves, you better put them up high. Don't put nothing on the floor, you know. In fact, we're going to do some work in our old storeroom this week, I hope. Ben and I starting some shelves up about 3 or 4 foot high up on the thing and get stuff up off the floor just in case. You know, try to be prepared for stuff, you know. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you need to try to be as best prepared as you can. I bought sawhorses. Yeah, you laugh if you want to. metal ones that hold, they're heavy duty, 1,500 pounds. One of them, they hold 1,500 pounds. And I've bought several of them to, if we think a flood's coming, to go in and put our sofas up, our beds up. At least that 36 inches tall, I think they are, something like that, 32, something like that. At least that high off the floor. The log walls, no problem to wash them down. It's a little bit of light work, but you go in and wash them down, you're right back in business. Appliances, that's just a chance you're taking. Our freezer is still as good today as it was the day we got it. And it went through Harvey. It was floating around the house during Harvey. It went through this last flood in May. Water 1.5 feet deep on it. Wash it off good. If you don't open them doors, it's good airtight. It was clean on the inside, but in Harvey, floating around, and water got in. We took everything, we had to throw everything away anyway. And power washed it out and sit on the porch, let it dry a day or two, plug it back in, but it kicked right on and go. It's still going. The refrigerator didn't make it. We had to replace it. But some of that stuff you got to replace, you can't get up. But I said, if we know it's coming, we're going to put some stuff up on these sawhorses. So we ain't got to replace everything, and hook on that camper and take the tractor and that kind of stuff and take off down to Kim's, get our animals out of here. That's one of my biggest issues is the animals. That's why I downsize, and I don't want to build back up. I don't want to do it. Owen is no choice. Owen didn't have a choice. He wouldn't have made it, and the little girl wouldn't have made it. I'm hoping Kim will take her. Y'all all might want to tell Kim, you need to take that little girl good. She's so sweet. But yeah, but Owen, I'm with Owen. Owen's my boy, and these guys like him. He likes to ride, so they like to ride. We okay. But anyway, yeah. That's always my biggest concerns is well, my house is too, naturally, that's a financial concern, but the animals, I don't look at them as the financial concerns. I do just the life and death, all right, now we're in the rodents and spiders and roaches. Okay, I can tell you something about that. I hate snakes. I don't want a snake around me. If he's around me, he ain't gonna last long. He better get away from me. Dustin will go out there and catch snakes. I don't care what kind. Catch him. I've had to chew him out and run him out of my house for here. 17, 18-year-old boy walking the door with a copperhead wrapped around his arm. Get that thing out of my house. I don't care. Don't tell what you're going to do. Get him out of here. Chew him out. All right, PawPaw. But yeah, and cuz they catch these snakes and stuff, actually, they're stupid. They're stupid people. And Carly K, I'm afraid of anything. If he crawls, I don't want him around me. Spiders, I know are bad. Debbie got bit by that one of those recluse boy. She had surgeries and they had to take all kinds of tubes in her and everything else, get all that stuff out. She got bit one time on the cheek by a spider. Put her in the hospital, had to put tubes, drain her cheek, side of the face all swelled up. But roaches and stuff, yeah, I don't want them. I don't want them in my house. Yeah, but that roach, Dustin's scared to death of a roach. He's scared to death of it. We don't have roaches in our house, but now and then we do have outside them big old wood roaches. They're about so long that they fly. They can fly, but they're like a big roach. And during the hot part of the summer, when it's 100 degrees outside, they start trying to find a cool spot. And they'll come in your house. Somebody open the door, they're in the house. Dust upstairs one night, watching TV when he's living with us. it wouldn't go. That's what they sound. Y'all want to hear it again? And all of a sudden, this big old boy, high school age boy, maybe out of high school, I forget now, screaming like a little girl, running upstairs from one end to the other, and down upstairs he coming. Ah! What's wrong? What's wrong? There's a roach up there, one more big wood roach. My Lord, son. I thought something had got you. Well, it did. It flew right by me. I think I had to go back up there and get rid of it. Sorry. You're not going out. Not going out. We've never had rats or anything in our house. We've never had snakes in our house except for one time. And there was a sword fight, and I won. G's mom and dad lived over here toward Conroe before they moved over here. And a lot of folks out in the country, maybe you city folks don't do it. On the good spring days when all the good fresh air just blowing, it's just right. You know, you don't need an air conditioner, don't need a heater. It's just right, you know. And people open their windows, open their doors, and just let the air flow. You know, nice. Well, they had their door open one day, and they're out doing stuff. Their front door and their TV was right inside the front door in the corner. And that evening they come in, and you know, I'm fixing their supper, whatever, and eating supper. And they sitting there watching TV, and the entertainment center had like a space underneath the TV, had some little whatnots, you know, under there. And my father-in-law saw, his name was Roy, he says, I saw something move. I thought, he said, I'm looking. It was a chicken snake. It come in, it just went out by there, curled up. Well, that happened to us once. I had some baby squirrels in the bathroom. I may have told y'all the story. And you could have seen Dustin. Yeah, it was funny. Yeah, I guarantee you, it would happen today. The big old tall guy, manly, no matter what he might think he is, I guarantee you, a roach jumped on his shoulder or something, you ain't never seen such in your life. You ain't never seen that in your life. But anyway, we had this little squirrels cut because it got out of the woods, cut a tree that had a nest in it, and I raised them on a bottle. And they were in a little bird cage inside the bathroom, so the cats couldn't get to them. Kept them in there. And my razor stubs up in the windowsill. And during the night, it kept the door closed during the night. She heard it fall off in the bathtub. She said, there's a cat in there trying to your squirrel, I think. I heard your stuff fall on the floor. I got up, go in there, and sure enough, the razor and all the stuff's in the bathtub. I don't see nothing. There ain't no cat in there. So I pick it all back up, put it back on the windowsill, go back to bed, about half asleep, close the door. Squirrels are fine. And I had no more go back to sleep or back in the bed, and I heard it again. Well, there's something in there. So I get up and I go back, and this time and I pull the shower curtain back all the way, or this chicken snake wrapped around the shower rod. He's about so long, and his head is kind of hanging out like this. I said bad words, I'll be honest with you, and she said, what's wrong? And I'm backing out of there as fast as I can go. And I knew I couldn't shoot him in the house, you know, blow the windows out of the ceiling out or something. I said, and I'm trying to think, what am I going to get him out of here with? I said, bring me my sword. So I have my Marine Corps sword. Yeah. So here she comes with my Marine Corps sword. And we had a sword fight, and I won. I was able to get the window out, open, and send him out that window. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I hate them. I don't go looking for them to hurt them, but I don't want a water moccasin in my pond because I've had animals bitten by them. I know cottonmouth is aggressive. Just because the animal's walking out in the water to get a drink, he don't swim away. He'll come to him. He don't mind biting somebody. Had dogs bit. Had a dog. I think my dad had dogs die from it. Getting bit around the neck. It cuts off their breathing. And once they bit them, there's not much you can do for them. You can't put a tourniquet on their neck. So there you are. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a snake guy. You're not going to shame me into it. You're not going to shame me. I don't care what you say. Oh, God's creation. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. I know. So, but the Sue that went around with a wrench with a chicken snake, that's getting too close. Or I thought it was Sue. May not have been her. Yeah, I watched them Indiana Jones show. I love them. I love them, boy. You can't beat them. And in that place there in that pit, like with all them snakes. And how does a person do that? Even an actor. Now, they said there was a plexiglass or something between him and that cobra or whatever it was. I don't know, or maybe been defaced. It don't matter if he got teeth or not. It don't matter if he's trying to gum me. I don't want that. I don't want him grabbing a hold of me or wrapping around my arm or something. Yeah, I don't like snakes. Yes, Connie, they do mine too. Okay. Barbara says, pray for her daughter-in-law. I didn't get to see exactly what's wrong, but we pray for Barbara's daughter-in-law. We don't have to know her name. God knows her. Oh, yeah. Find one on the bed. Oh, Lordy. There's this man in our community named Lewis. Everybody's probably got a Lewis, right? And he had this pet snake called Sam. Big chicken snake, big snake. He lived in his house because he kept rats out. Well, I'll get me a cat. I'll get me a cat. 2 or 3 cats if I need them. And he got married to this lady named Tressley. I think it's Tressley. Yeah, I remember her telling a story to my mom and them. She's my mom and them's age. And she says, I told Lewis I would not marry him as long as that snake was in the house. But he finally convinced her the snake's harmless. He don't bother you. He comes and goes, whatever. It don't matter. It's that coming part that it's scary. So she marries him. And their old house, them old shotgun houses in the old days, had them old rafters made out of pine poles, and the joists that come across holding the walls in was pine poles. And she said he'd get up on those pine poles, lay up there, and said it's just a hard deal knowing you're cooking or whatever, and you look up and he's up there. You don't remember where he's at, or come home and he's in your chair. Only once. But anyway, Lewis gets up one morning early and goes off to work. And she's still in bed. It's still early, People used to get up early and go to work. And this snake tumbles off that rafter. He went to sleep, I guess, fell off. He fell off on that bed with her in it. When Lewis come home that afternoon, the snake was in the yard, in pieces, in the axle laying there beside him. She said, it's a snake or me. And she said, the snake's not going to be in my house. And if you bring another one in here, I'm leaving. He never brought nothing in. Maybe they got a cat. We have cats. We never see a rat. Never see a rat. We got Martine Van Camp's 56. All right. I'm not even going to say how old I am. I'm old as dirt. Old as dirt. Yeah. Gail, he better not bring a snake in there. He better not. Yeah, snakes. Now, yeah, and I don't know. Okay, I'm not going to get into what God had a purpose for things. You know, and maybe there's a purpose. I don't know. But uh, they may do some good in some places. They're not going to do any good around my house, or in my house, or in my shop, or in my kitchen. I've got cats. If the only excuse is rats, I've got cats. Get a cat. You can love on a cat. Buddy's telling us yesterday, or Sunday, yeah, yesterday, at lunch about it. Somebody had this, like a one of the big lizards. I don't know what the name it was. They wanted to give it away. And he said, yeah, you sit in this pit. I don't want to pet no lizard. I'll pet my dogs. You know, the fuzzy dog or little fuzzy cats, you know. A hamster, you know. But I don't want a lizard hanging on me. Oh yeah, some people have some big snakes, don't they? We went into a pet store one time, way back, G and I looking, just looking. And they had this big old aquarium, huge aquarium. And I bet that snake was this big around, just one more big old anacondas, pythons, or whatever he was. I don't know what he was. Didn't matter. We didn't buy nothing. We got out of there quick. Oh yeah, bearded dragon. Okay, yeah. Okay, you can like it. That's fine. I just don't want one. Cats will keep the runners away. You know, the only bad thing about my cats, the only bad thing, but it's just one of the good, take the good with the bad, is little squirrels will come and won't live here. They'll come out, maybe get them trees, get them an acre or two, or a pine up there and cutting them pine cones. But the cats chase them. So they don't stay, you know. And I can put a squirrel feeder out there, and they gotta eat. If they eat out of it, they gotta eat it on the run. They gotta eat on the run. You have cats watching for them. That's the only bad thing. He wants a bearded dragon. Call Buddy. Buddy, I think knows somebody got one. Maybe Buddy may have it. I don't know who has. Oh, come on, Michelle. You don't want a snake. No, some folks like them. Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying, me. But with me, I don't like them. And I'm sure in some places they may do some good. If it wasn't for them, maybe some other species would just run wild. You know, I don't know. But I do know moccasins, copperheads will too, bite your animals, and what rattlesnakes would too. But and they're poisonous. Other snakes may bite them, but I guess it don't hurt them, you know. But we used to raise hogs down in that pond. We're down at the sanctuary now. It's a big pond now. It used to be a small little pond. It always had snakes in it, water snakes, and maybe an old moccasin or two. I don't know. But we had hogs, and that's where hogs water. And you go out there, and the old hog lay there water. You see a snake lay there almost right up beside him. Evidently, they never bothered him. So I guess some things get along with them, or maybe the hog would eat the snake if it'd mess with him. I don't know. Funny, yesterday morning, come out, and all them mooching chickens, I hear they all come. They wait for me to come out. Here they come running from everywhere. They blown a brie. Just brie. And they all come running. Well, here comes this little white pig. He done showed up for breakfast too. He's out there eating right along the rest of them. You know, I called L.E. and he may have been asleep. I don't know. I said, L.E., what, PawPaw? There's a little white pig down here. He said, I'll be right there. He came and got him. It's still pretty early for everybody, I think. Uh, I'm told that too. Strawberry Fields Forever. Okay, so that's a cute name. Uh, if there's mice around, there'll be snakes, and I've been told that. Bria said there's rats out there in her. They built that hen house out there on the side of the hill. And I guarantee you, if there's going to be rats in there, snakes are going to come in there too. Uh, all right, Gladys, why you all shook up? I'm all shook up. Remember that old song? I'm all shook up. Hey, yeah, yeah. Yeah. I know all that stuff. Okay, my email, Miss Can Do. It is, I'll spell it. Gene, Gene, Marine, Marine, all one word. 123. Gene Marine 123 at gmail.com. Yeah. Okay, Gladys. Okay, she hates snakes. She's all shook up. Yeah, I get shook up around them too, sweetie. Yeah, we had to talk a whole lot about mostly snakes, I think, here this morning. How did we get off on snakes? Who started this snake thing this morning? Today's Monday. It's going to be a beautiful day here. The sun is out. I'm hoping it warms back up good. I hate this old dreary, cold weather. I know some of you guys still going through it, and will probably for a while, you know. And we got so used to these beautiful days, you know, pushing 80 every day, sun, warm at night. Then all of a sudden, a little front come through. I say a little front, it tore a lot of country up the country, lots of flooding, tornadoes, and all that kind of stuff. We run the tornado watch. Is the watch or the warning? Well, watch, I guess. But nothing never developed here, but a lot of places it did. And I think over in parts of Tennessee, Arkansas, all up there, they had lots of tornadoes. And like I say, there's lots of flooding up there too. Also flooding on up into Kentucky. I was watching the news, and there's lots of flooding. So keep those people in our prayers, okay? Everything's going pretty smooth here, I think. Yeah, I've had a run-in with a rattlesnake once in my life, or a couple of times actually, but once up close. And I don't know part of them dudes. And yeah, Chris, you're right. A lot of folks are hurting from the storms. Those storms, and you know, you're hoping that the weather would calm down, you know. And this time of the year, though, we expect a lot of, I guess, stuff, because you got the cold air coming down, you got the warm air coming up, and it meets, and there's all kinds of issues, you know, flooding, tornadoes, lots of damage. We've seen it all year. We saw it start out there in North Carolina last year. Remember that? Well, them folks still suffering. They still over there, and also, I guess it was like eastern Tennessee, I guess. Caught a lot of it over there. So yeah, all those folks, and I think Georgia had some flood, some damage, lots of damages too, and South Carolina also. Anyway, Hank is being needy this morning. Hank's a needy boy. Hank got to have mom and dad close to him. And bedtime, Hank goes to bed with Steve and Sue. And I know how it is, because my boys are right there with me too. But Hank's like Heidi was. He's big. And I worry. That's our worry right there. Is the river. We start getting rains, I start checking that river, because that's where my worries come from. We never had flooding, you know. 94 we had a little bit of water got up on the hill here, just barely got on the hill. But and when Harvey come through, you know, 4 or 5 foot deep out here on this hill, whew, Lordy, so much got ruined, so many animals died. The last flood was not as bad, so I don't think we didn't lose no animals here. We was able to get everything kind of pushed up there toward where Bree has her horses. It's a high point, and y'all seen them videos back then. We put a lowboy trailer down there, and all the goats got up on it, and they were fine. So, it is what it is. But that's our worry, is that river. And we never had that growing up. We had floods, but not up here. It'd always be back there. Guys, I'm going to cut this off. We're already over 61 minutes. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Pray for each other. Pray for Ronnie and his family. Pray for Ricardo, and there's several others talked about needing prayer here. If you can't remember the names, just ask God to remember our YouTube family here and all their needs. Okay? We are a family. I love you guys. And like I say, I don't think there's another page that we just talk to each other like this. Most everybody's got something they're showing. And I think it's great. I would do the same thing if I could get a signal somewhere else. My signals was telling Lester come by Saturday. I said, you know, I wished I could get a signal like these other guys do. Mine, there's the camper or the garden area or the house or out here, maybe in the goat pen. That's it. That's it. I get further than that, signal goes away. But anyway, I love visiting with you guys anyway. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Chat with each other. You know, hook up with each other, guys. So many of you can get their names and stuff and become their friends. Thank you, Trina. We love you too. Bye, Patty. Martine Van Camp. Thank you, sweet girl. All right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. We'll talk to y'all. Well, I'll see you tomorrow morning on a video anyway. And then for sure. Oh, yeah, and by the way, make sure you watch old Dan's video on Tuesday. Dan and Jake, I told y'all about the cow last week getting that thing caught on her foot. I found out, I think she got out of that slough back there. She had mud all up down her legs. Where they go in them sloughs and stuff washes in all the time. But I couldn't find nothing like that out on our place out here. So it probably come out of that slough. But they got it off. Them were cowboys. They didn't do it the easy way. I said, put her in a head gate. Oh, no, put her in a head gate. We're going to put a rope on her and bulldog her. The big cow, she thought, what are they doing? And she is fine. Anyway, I love you guys. Make sure you watch old Dan's video tomorrow. Show y'all how they did it. It's breakfast. Ivan says it's breakfast, PawPaw. It's breakfast. I love you guys. Y'all have a good day.